be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for successful personality and duplicate it. Bruce Lee. So on behalf of YNM Anjuman Khairul Islam's Pune College of Arts, Science and Commerce, which is affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University, Maharashtra, India, I, Mr. Asif Irshad Khan, Assistant Professor, Department of English and Postgraduate Center, welcome you today for this international webinar on personality development and interpersonal skills, which is being organized by the Department of English and Postgraduate Center. As per the tradition of our college, to seek Almighty's blessing, I request Mr. Saqib Khan from BA to recite the Holy Quran. Over to you, Mr. Saqib Khan.
Hello, am I audible to you all?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you, sir. So my name is Saqib Khan, and it's my privilege that I'm a pupil of Mr. Honorable Asif sir. So here we start with our prayers. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ba awaz ba buland ek salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna Allahu wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Translation. Verily, no doubt, Allah and His angels sent blessing on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O you believers, do seek and pray and do salute our honorable Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thank you, sir. Over to you, Asif, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Saqib Khan. Thank you very much for such a beautiful recitation. May I request our Vice Principal, Professor Moinuddin Khan, to deliver the welcome address and inaugurate the webinar. Over to you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of Anjuman Khairul Islam's Pune College of Arts, Science and Commerce, I welcome you all for the international webinar on personality development and interpersonal skills. Especially, I welcome participants from all over the world, from Uganda, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Turkmenistan, Malaysia, Philippines, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, Egypt, Honduras, Peru, Senegal, Lebanon, Bhutan, Taiwan, Kuwait, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Algeria, Uzbekistan, Sudan, Dubai, Nigeria, and Mexico. I would also like to welcome our chief guest and today's speaker, Dr. Mohsen Amiri, who has been an active and distinguished student of our college. I feel proud of his achievement. Ya Akhi al-Muhtaram al-Khatib al-Khas lil-Yawm fi hadha webinar urahhibu bika tarhiban harran. And I feel proud of his achievement. As you are aware that due to this pandemic, people have become introvert. There is lack of communication among one another. Online teaching and learning have transformed the educational system completely. Therefore, there is an urgent need to conduct session on personality development and interpersonal skills. I hope this webinar will be beneficial for all of us. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for your kind words and lovely welcome address. Thank you once again. Now I request Miss Zinat Merchant, Head, Department of English and Postgraduate Center, to present the theme of the webinar. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Our Honorable Principal Dr. Aftab Anwar Sheikh Sir, Vice Principal Mr. Mohiduddin Khan, our esteemed resource person for today's international webinar on personality development and interpersonal skills, Dr. Mohsin Amiri, members of the teaching fraternity, and dear students. At the outset, let me present to you a brief report of the Department of English and Postgraduate Center of our college. Since its inception in the year 1970, the Department of English and the Postgraduate Center of our college endeavors not only to make our students academically sound, but also to unfold the latent creative talents of the students by organizing various co-curricular and extracurricular activities, thereby imbibing versatility and dynamism in the students. The activities of our department include organizing seminars on subjects of academic interest, workshops on communication skills, personality development, etc. Guest lectures of distinguished personalities from the field of English language and literature, introduction of a wallpaper which gives the students an opportunity to display their creative talents, competitions such as national level story writing, poetry writing, essay writing, book review writing competition, presentation competition, fine arts competition, which includes drawing, painting, making greeting cards, posters, etc. We expose our students to academic luminaries and have invited in the past great stalwarts such as the double Sahitya Academy Award winner and bilingual writer Shri Dilip Chitre and the thespian Dr. Mohan Agashe to interact with our students. Mr. Tom Alter has also visited our campus recently. The department thus offers the students a platform to acquire and showcase their talents at the same time, develop academic competence, which enables them to carve a niche for themselves in the contemporary world. It has rightly been said, the first impression is the last impression. Who do you think of when you hear the word personality? Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, Barack Obama, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Amitabh Bachchan, Mother Teresa, or Jacinda Ardern? All of them are famous, for it is their charisma that makes a lasting impression on people. What makes them stand out is the distinctive personality that inspires millions of people. Let us delve into the etymology of the word personality. It comes from the Latin word persona, which refers to a theatrical mask worn by performers for different roles. Today, it means much more than that. Personality development encompasses the dynamic construction and deconstruction of integrative characteristics that distinguish an individual in terms of interpersonal behavioral traits. Personality development is ever changing and subject to contextual factors and life altering experiences. Personality development helps you gain recognition and acceptance from society as well as people around. It plays an essential role not only in an individual's professional life, but also in personal life. The present webinar can be considered to be a training program for developing one's personality and interpersonal skills. It aims at improving one's confidence levels so as to create a lasting impression on others, developing self-esteem and a positive attitude, all of which contribute in developing interpersonal skills. We all possess certain personality traits that set us apart from the rest, a mix of good and bad traits. These traits define how we respond to situations and people. A research study by psychologists at the University of Illinois suggests that we can change our traits provided we want to change them. Stress may affect you from outside, but your inner core continues to radiate positivity like a proton. This webinar will help you tune into your inner core, bringing out the best in you by helping you build your confidence by leaving your comfort zones, develop your talents, teach you to communicate effectively, introduce you to new skill sets, and empower you to take right decisions, and also work on your weaknesses, transforming them into strengths. So let us quickly embark upon this empowering journey, which will help you tap into your inner core and transform you into vibrant and magnetic personalities. With this, I request our Vice Principal, Moinuddin Khan sir, to formally inaugurate the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words and in-depth analysis of the topic. Plan your guest list carefully. That's the key ingredient to any memorable gathering, any folk. Let's get started with the much awaited session. I request Mr. Zamir Salim Sayyed, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to introduce today's resource person. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Asif sir. A very good afternoon to all the personalities attending this international level webinar on personality development and interpersonal skills, organized by the Department of English and Postgraduate Center of Pune College of Arts, Science and Commerce, located at the heart of Pune city in Maharashtra, India. We are really proud of having Dr. Mohsin Amiri as the resource person of this international webinar, not only because he teaches in the Sultanate of Oman, but also because he is an alumnus of our college. Since 2016, he has been working as an assistant professor in the Department of English at the University of Technology and Applied Sciences, IBRI. He has been heading Students' Activities Committee since 2017. He holds a PhD in English from Kakatiya University and MBA from Sikkim Manipal University. As a motivational speaker, he has conducted several workshops in Oman, Iran, and India, organizing extracurricular activities and motivating students are Mohsin's major interests. Life can get sick, but what if you learn the art to nail it? Dr. Mohsin Amiri has been working on things like mindset, character, personality, and entire well-being. His guidance will surely help us to know which capacities and opportunities hold the potential and power that can help us create better relationships, better career, better emotional health, but above all, a better you. I welcome you all to listen to such a personality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I have learned that people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. May I request Dr. Mohsin Amiri, resource person of today's webinar, to guide us. Over to you, sir.
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much indeed for having such a warm welcome. I am just, honored. I'm honored from depths of my heart by all words that all my professors actually mentioned about me. And I would like to say to all the students that today, I'm not going to talk to you as a lecturer, teacher, or something like that. I'm going to talk to you just like a friend. So that's why I would like to request everyone to consider today's session as a life-changing session. Maybe for some of you will be a session that can change you, because as you know that in today's society, We watch different videos, motivational videos on YouTube, on Instagram. We get motivated for a few minutes, but after some time, again, we are the same person and we will forget everything. So we will going to figure out what the problem is. Okay, so in this session, inshallah, we will talk about so many things. Of course, about personality, you know, we have wide range of information and threats, but I try my best to, you know, highlight the most important elements that all of us should keep in our mind as a human being. So today we are trying to present or mention the best qualities that someone should have in his character. What the problem is, okay? So in this session, inshallah, we will talk about so many things. Of course, about personality, you know, we have wide range of information and traits, but I try my best to, you know, highlight the most important elements that all of us should keep in our mind as a human being. So today we are trying to present or mention the best qualities that someone should have.
Dr. Mohsin, I'm very sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, sir.
Your voice was very low.
There is a delay in my voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know.
No, it's okay. It's okay now. There was some disruption. Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, so actually I wanted to play the anthem of India, but since, you know, maybe we do not have time for that, but I just want to say that I am so proud to be as an alumnus, as a former student of Pune College, and it is really a big honor for me that today I'm giving this presentation in such an amazing platform. And I would like to show you also the flag of incredible India, to show that when I was there, I was not treating that country like a foreigner. I was there just like a, you know, a responsible citizen. I was there just like a patriot. I was there just as a responsible citizen to contribute as much as I could. So I want you to look at me in that way. And that is the why that, I could, learn Hindi and Urdu language in a very nice way, alhamdulillah. So if you do not have anything to say, Mr. Asif, I would like to share the screen and start the presentation.
Okay, you can do that, sir.
Okay. All right. So, folks, as I said that about personality, you have watched, you have learned, you hear so many things. I try to make it fast in some parts, maybe because those things are very repetitive and it's not necessary to be mentioned all the time. But I have, reason for all of them, because we have different students in our webinar from secondary schools and colleges and even parents. So that's why I try to provide a package, a package that can help everyone to become a better person. So today, session will be just like a book. It will be like an awareness. I know that all of you are aware of all these things that I am going to share today, but the main purpose is to make a little bit more awareness, to remember again, to remind ourselves that how to have a charismatic personality in order to be a good human being first, and then hunt good jobs. So keep that in your mind. And I hope that everyone will enjoy the session today. So let's start with the presentation. Okay, first of all, let's find out what personality is. As you can see, personality is the word that's used quite often in today's society. It is about behavior, attitude, the way we think, our emotional patterns. So everyone knows about this. All right. So let's just dive into all these, elements, in a very detailed way. Okay. So why personality is important? Okay. Why we always talk about personality, and especially in India, if you, Google, you will find so many, institutes that offering personality development, courses, right? And the reason, of course, is so clear. Once we, work on our personality, that will take people's attention, and that in a very positive way. Of course, companies and organizations will hire those who have a strong and magnetic personality, all right? And also it will help personal and professional life. So these are the main elements that all of us are doing. Of course, being a human, as I say, that is the main thing that we are trying to build a strong personality. So now, before we move on to the best practices of building a charismatic personality, let's just have some characteristics about personality. So as Miss Zinat, and I would like to say salam alaikum to her, because I really think highly about her. And I remember that when I was there, she also was the head of English department. And today it was really a great, feeling that after many years that I can see her. Anyways, as she mentioned, personality varies from person to person, and it is highly influenced in social interaction. It is built, you just keep in your mind that with the help of, I don't know, classes, workshops, or such kind of thing, that personality will not gonna that personality will not gonna be shaped, of course. So personality takes years, and we will go deeper that how and from where we have to start and what should be done and what should not be done. All right. Okay. So now let's talk about characteristic of personality. How does your personality will be defined? Of course, your personality will be defined based on your thoughts, your logic, relationships, feelings and behaving, and of course, attitude, which is my favorite actually word. And many philosophers, I believe that this is the most important word in life, actually, So now let's just, as I said, that today is going to be like a package. We are going to, talk about different areas of personality development and interpersonal skills to come up with one conclusion to make someone's life change today. Even if we succeed to change one person's life, that means that this workshop, this webinar has done its mission. So let's just find out the top 9 tips for personality development. Okay, so Shabab, folks, as I said that there are so many things in YouTube and books, and everybody manipulate, customize words and phrases in different ways to impress the audience attention about personality, about their speeches and all. But I try to present today's presentation in a desi way, desi wala presentation. Why? Because you will feel me much more. I mean, my words will be more tangible. You can feel my words better. That some people, when they speak, you feel like that, he is trying to act. You feel that feeling that, he or she has a phony personality, or even his or her words are fake. And that's why it will not touch your heart. Am I right? There are many teachers, there are many people who try to, show off or try to represent just like a good personality, but they are not aware that personality should be, it should be within. It should not just be, we cannot fake it actually. So I try to make it very simple with simple words to make, make it very crystal clear. Okay, the first one, practice humility. Let me just tell you something about this. Before I, show up to this webinar, I was thinking to go to our university because we have amazing rooms over there with all facilities and nice chair and all that, to have a very nice background, to have a very nice chair, not the chair that I am sitting right now, it's a plastic chair. But later on I said that, Mohsen, is it really cool? Is it really right to just do that? Is it really necessary to do that? Are those fancy things are going to help my students or my audience to enjoy my presentation? I said, no. You are claiming to be a humble person, a down-to-earth person, and in other side, you yourself trying to trying to make it a phony and fancy. I said, no, I'm not going to go there. I will present it in my room, and that's gonna, inshallah, make it effective. So practice humility, inshallah. Humility, as I said, that it means that you should be a very humble and down-to-earth person. We always say that he is a down-to-earth person, humble person, and all this thing. And you always enjoy meeting a humble person, but you do not practice those things in yourself. So why not? Why not? What is wrong with that? When you enjoy to see someone who is humble, then why can't you do that? Why can't you grow this element, this threat in your personality? How many of us trying to do that? How many of us have even thought about that? Okay, am I a really humble person, or maybe I have some kind of attitude that people are not liking it, and you always keep saying, that's my attitude, I will treat everyone based on their attitude. We always keep telling all these things, right? And whenever we get a stage or position and all that, we will forget our main personality, that being a good human, and we get something, a kind of pride, and act as if, you are the god of this earth. So of course, so this is not cool. So that's why practicing humility, being a humble person, is one of the, elements that you should keep in your mind, and you should teach it to your children as well, to your students. All right, the second one, choose your words carefully. Look, guys, as I said that, we see all this thing, and we have seen all these words and sentences, all these, elements before. But how many people touched your feelings or heart by saying all these things so far? How many? I don't know how many, but sometimes you may listen it for a few seconds, you will be impressed, and you got carried away, and you will become emotional. But after a few minutes, after that, you close the webinar or the video, again, you are the same person. So my point is, when you are listening or watching something like this, try to inject it in your blood, and I hope that my words will be tangible for you. My words will touch your personality. My words will go deep in your heart. So choosing your words is another element that we have to keep it in our mind. Unfortunately, there are many people who do not think twice. In English, we say think twice before you speak or before you leap and all this thing, right? So how much do you think, how much you have practiced this element by being careful of, telling words before, thinking about that? Unfortunately, because of, so many things in our life, we fail to do that. Because of many things in our life, we do not choose our words carefully before we speak. Because as you know, that tongue has no bones, but it is sharper than anything in this world. So guys, let's just promise each other, not to use those, phrases, words, and statements to hurt someone. And that is very important, that before we comment on something, before we talk about something, before we give an idea, we should think 2 times at least to evaluate whether this statement, this idea, gonna be respectful or not. It's gonna be good or not. Okay. So the other one is criticizing positively. Okay. As you know that, some people criticize in a negative way, and that is really not good. And the result is that person not gonna change maybe, his or her mistake. Rather, he or she will become worse than before, actually. because you have attacked, you have hurt, her emotion or his emotion by criticizing in a negative way. So we got to be careful in criticizing people. As I wrote here, the attitude should be corrective. I mean, criticizing should be corrective rather than punitive. We should not criticize in a way that we are punishing that person. This is not going to work in today's society. The new generation, is very sentimental, especially student. I always stand for my students. And I always think that I am still a student because I have been a victim of bad teachers, unfortunately, right? So that's what I'm saying. If someone does something bad, you should not criticize or punish that person in a bad way, because that's not going to work. That will make the things even worse. So, and another thing, of course, jumping to conclusion, and this is again another issue that many of us are doing. Before we think about the consequences of our words, before we're researching, becoming sure about something, we just jump to conclusion blindly. Why should we do that? So these things are very bad, and we should avoid that. And don't express your personal resentment, criticism, like in a very bad way, because criticism is like giving medication. Okay, number 4, keep pure intention, guys. This is what I always urge to all my students: keep pure intentions. Now, my question is to you: how many of you are trying to have pure intentions in your life? When you want to help someone, when you want to do something, how much are you pure inside? So think about it. So having a pure intention will make you the best human. And if you enjoy having a pure intention in your personality, and that means that you are a mature person. That means you are a mature person. If you really enjoy having pure intention, having, helping. I mean, for example, if you help someone with pure intentions, if that act of kindness makes you happy, that means you work on that. That means you achieve that goal. All right. So the other, number 5, refrain or avoid helping people for the sake of taking benefits in return. See, guys, there are many people who help others, who do something for someone else for the sake of taking a benefit in return. Until when are we going to do that? Why we have to do that? If someone else do the same thing, are you going to be happy with that? Don't you get hurt? I mean, you're not going to feel insulted? Of course you feel insulted. Of course you feel bad if somebody helped you for the sake of just for that intention that he is going to take a benefit from you. Of course, there are some benefits that that is obvious. I can agree on that. That sometimes that is the nature of a human. That sometimes we do something to get a positive benefit from other person. That is cool. But having a negative intention to take a benefit, that is bad. I criticize those people. Number 6, seek for an act of kindness in your daily life. All right. Now my question again: how many of you, when you go out, you are trying to find an opportunity or an incident to see and help and try to go there voluntarily with all your intention to fix that problem or to help that person? How many of you are going to do that? Let me just give you an example. I remember that many times when I was in India in that MG road, during the monsoon, I swear to God, I found a car before that signal, George restaurant signal. I found a family who were waiting under the rain, and it was pouring actually. And one guy was trying to open the wheel because the car was punctured. When of course, as I said that, I always try to find an opportunity to help, because that will makes me a great satisfaction. I immediately stopped. I didn't walk. I didn't, cross like many other people who say that it's not my job. It's not my business. Why should I stop under this rain? I also will get wet. And I was in a hurry I was in a hurry, but I did not cross. I stopped there. And that person actually was kind of shocked that how come under this rain and somebody, stop his bike and help the other person to open the whip. I did it. And after doing the work, you have no idea that how much that family became happy that I did this, act of kindness. So why don't we do these things in our daily life? When you see an accident, when you see that someone is in trouble, when you see that someone is standing in the bus, why don't we have that mentality? Why don't we have that personality? Why don't we have that intention to give our place to that old person or someone who is really in need in that? Selfishness should be there in us till when? So think about that. So number 7, flashback your deeds and habit. Okay, again, we go to society, we go to college, university, we learn so many things here and there. But after all, let's just ask ourselves how many times we are flashing back. Means we are reviewing our deeds, our personality. That is also another mistake that we doing that. We do not review our habits, our personality, our deeds and actions. We do not review that. Or maybe sometimes you review that, but you don't care about that. So when you have that mindset that I should keep reviewing my habits, my personality, then this kind of threats or habits will help you to mend your ways, to fix your negative things. So reviewing your personality every so often is another good thing that can help you a lot to shape a good personality. Okay, number 8, get the habit of advising others like a role model. Okay, I don't know how many of you have that habit to have that attitude of advising other people. I have no idea. But you know why I said this? Especially this is for students. This is for secondary student, for even a primary student. From the very beginning, we should teach them that you should act like a role model. If you even try to fake it at the very beginning, later on, it will be shaped in you, actually. It's absolutely okay. So advising people, giving guidelines to people is a very amazing habit. This shows that you are not a selfish person. This shows that you are very generous. This shows that you have a heart of, you have a golden heart. And of course, after all, everybody start liking you, and you also going to like yourself. So don't always keep everything for yourself. When somebody is in trouble, when somebody is wrong, try to approach voluntarily without being asked. Try to approach that person and start, advising and giving them guidelines. There's nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, I barely see in today's society that people do that. Everybody's still living as if they are surviving in a island, and they want to do everything for their benefit. So number 8 is avoid anger, guys. Anger. Hate this word. You should try to hate this word. Once you say that I'm going to hate anger, then this will stop you to show anger to others. When you keep telling yourself that I should hate this word, I should hate this thread, then gradually, automatically, you will get used to not to lose your temper quickly, and you will not going to enjoy when a violence happening. So these things, of course, should be taught during the school. I mean, in the level of schools and high school, and in all levels actually should be taught. But unfortunately, you will find maybe few teachers who talk about these things to us. I mean, I'm sure that many of you are at the same eye with me on this. Unfortunately, we do not get chance. We do not get chance to have teachers who come to us and talk to us like a father, like a mother, or like a brother and sister, and tell us all these elements, all these qualities to, in order to change our mindset during our school days. So avoiding anger and disturbing others is another, or is a thing that we should keep in our mind, that if something happened in a very tough and complicated situation, you should say that, okay, I am trying to be, trying to have a good personality. I'm trying to be a good human. So when I am preaching that I should avoid anger and I should stop that in a very complicated situation, then why I am doing the same thing? Why am I doing the same thing? So you will remember it, that okay, I was talking about this to my students, to my friends. So this is the situation, and I should control myself, although it is so difficult to control anger in some situation. But say that anger, it brings hatred, and it is really bad, and all of you do not like it. So keep that again injected in the mind and heart, that I want to hate anger and violence, and I want to be a very logical and a nice person, even in the most complicated and bad situation. All right, now 13 qualities that a magnetic personality can have. I'll try to cross all these things because it is obvious for all of us. I try to choose the most important one, Shabab. So Shabab means guys in Arabic, means folks, okay? So number one is confidence. Of course, if somebody have a confidence, of course, unfortunately, we do not have time to talk about how to build a strong confidence and all this thing, but this is a process. All I can say, this is just a process, and it will happen with the help of practicing. Nothing comes easily without having practice, without being patient to go through that process. All right. So that the confidence will not gonna will be built in a day, in a month, or a year. No, it is a process that you can, enhance it. Another one, well-spoken. As you know that, I don't know how many of you try to remember nice things about other people, about, quotes. I don't know how many of you trying to memorize and keep those nice sentences and words in your mind. But all I want to say that everybody likes those who are well-spoken, those who always, when they are in a meeting, when they are in a friendly, gathering, they always try to, say nice things. They are not ordinary people. They always thinking what to say to represent a good person, how to sell myself, even in informal, occasion, or rather, I mean, I'm not talking about formal, meeting and all. Even in a very, casual meeting and all, you should keep that in your mind that, okay, there are many people, how should I sit? How should I open a conversation? How should I, talk to all those people to show that I am a mature and educated person, to show that I am a very good and trustworthy person. So words which are coming out from your mouth counts a lot. But how many of you are trying to do these practices? How many of us? We know these things, right? But we are not practicing them. We keep forgetting them. That, okay, when I sit somewhere, when I'm in a committee or in a gathering, I should choose amazing words, amazing sentences. I should avoid being, sorry to say that, a cheap person. I should avoid to be a very ordinary person. I should, I should speak and represent myself in such a way that everybody say, wow, his personality is really awesome. I really like the way he speaks. I really like the way he sits. I really the way that he approaches, and even the way that he has eye contact with me. I like the way that he has a good body language. He's totally different. So I want you to think about it. Of course, being energetic is another one. Many people are introvert. They are very silent. They hardly express themselves. They hardly get that motivation when they want to speak or when they want to give an interview. Of course, nobody going to like that. Nobody going to welcome that. Nobody going to welcome you in that organization if you are a very super silent person, someone who talks as if you have not eaten for a week. Nobody likes that. Speaking with enthusiasm is something that even you are now maybe liking, because I'm trying my best. This is my personality actually. I'm not trying to fake it. I'm not trying to make it phony. This is what I made myself, because I felt that if I just try to be an ordinary person, an ordinary teacher, my students will gonna fall asleep in my class. My students not gonna like my class. My students start skipping my class. So I should have that energy to know which part I should crack a joke, which part I should raise my voice to show that how much I'm energetic and enjoying being with them. So all these things are count. Being energetic and enthusiastic is really important, guys, and you should keep practicing in that. Motivation, of course, having motivation is something that that all of us should know about. We should know about that. Active listener. Okay, what does it mean? When somebody is talking, some of us will keep our head down, or maybe scratch our head, or do this and that, or even we do not pay attention with all our feelings. That is really, really a bad habit. When somebody, doesn't matter who, is talking to you with different strategies, by nodding your head, by saying confirmation, like, yeah, of course, yeah, sure, yeah, indeed, by showing such kind of techniques, you are showing that person that you are listening to him or her, and this shows that you are respecting to that person. So that's why we say that you should be a good listener. Knowledgeable, of course. Now, being a knowledgeable is another thing that you should have it. Many of us maybe do not read, and that's really bad. Or it's not necessarily reading. Of course, nowadays we can watch, we can listen podcasts, and we learn so many things, and we can gain knowledge. So if somebody has knowledge, of course, that personality will be something different. That is obvious. Do things differently. Of course, this is another thing. Some people, I noticed that in India, that students, they try to walk the same way. They try to, talk in the same way. They try to have a dress code, although dress code is mandatory in some colleges, but in some colleges not. They try to dress in that style. They try to approach or to ask questions to a partner in the same way. So do you think that then what is the problem? Why everybody's saying that? Why you have not even tried to do things differently? Why you have not tried to learn to approach people in a different way? So ask this question to yourself. Everybody likes someone who does something differently in a nice way. I mean, in a positive way, in a good and impressive way. I'm not just saying that copying others is a bad thing. No, copying good things from others is a good thing. But just as Miss Zinat ma'am said that, just having a copycat is not cool. You should not do that. So number 8 is seizing opportunity. Of course, a good personality always sees opportunities. He doesn't wait for the opportunity. He always seek for that opportunity to do it, to apply for a job, or it can be applying for a job or thinking about enrolling in a institute to learn some new skills, he always keep thinking that person. That successful person is always keep thinking what to do to become a better person, what to do to add my knowledge. That person will not gonna do things always like a robot. Yeah, like a robot, you hear that? Stop being a robot. Stop being a regular person who just go outside to do some chores and activities and come back home. And the same routine is happening all the time, again and again and again. So do you think that you can be a good role model for your children in future? Do you think that you can be a good teacher in future when you are not working on yourself in a daily wise? Then don't expect that people call you that you have a charismatic personality. Excellent observer. Those who have magnetic personality, they are good observers. How? How come? Excellent observer. So let me just open it. You know, a good person, a person who always working on himself or herself, is always trying to observe other people at the same time. He observed their personality. He observed the flaws and positive things of that person. And with this habit, he's trying to build something more, you know, in his personality. So that person is very meticulous. He's very meticulous in everything, you know, in terms of personality, in terms of habits. He tries to avoid bad things because he is always, you know, careful of what to say, what not to say, what to do and what not to do. So those people are observer, good observer. Even when they watch a clip, they don't just watch it as an entertainment. They don't watch it in that way. They watch it like they mean it. They watch it because they have something in their mind that I should be a high standard person, someone who is trying to reach the highest level of maturity and humanity. Think about it. Inspiring others. All right. Do you think that you inspire people? Do you have that habit? Have you ever tried to have that habit in your personality to inspire others? If you are a teacher, how many times in your class you try to inspire your students? Huh? How many times? As a parent, how many times you have taken, for example, your children to a coffee shop or a park or somewhere and act like a friend to inspire your children? How many times you have inspired your friend? Because maybe you are not enjoying to inspire someone. And that is a flaw in your personality. If you are not liking inspiring people, like you mean it, not just by saying some motivational words and sentences, no. When you say it with your, when you are trying to show it with your attitude, you know, with your pure attitude. Number 11, giving compliments. This is also another element, quality that some of us unfortunately are failing to do that. You know, I have an American colleague, Mr. Michael. He sits next to me. Okay. You have no idea that how much he is good at complimenting. Even if I go with the same t-shirt, you know, maybe that I bought 5 years ago, but if he finds me good looking on that day, he won't stop complimenting me. For each thing, he tries to find something in me or others to say something good about them. Why? Why we have to do that? Because the moment you compliment others, like you mean it, this will give an amazing feeling in the person that you have given the compliment. You are giving, you know, an amazing vibe to that person. That sometimes you make that person's day, you make his day with that compliment. But how many times you are doing this in your daily life? How many of you are doing that? All I'm saying that try to increase. Of course you do that, but I'm just saying to try to have that in your personality. Give compliment when you see something, even if it's not that fantastic, but you just want to make that person happy at that point of time. Try to compliment that person. Nothing gonna be deducted in your in your energy or in your personality. There's no harm in that. So Shabab, guys, try to compliment as much as you can in your life. Possessing helping attitude. This is, I mentioned already, the example that I gave you in empty room, and I really missed that. Especially that फालूदा ना, वो फालूदा जो है ना वहाँ पर सिग्नल में, वो तो मेरा सबसे फेवरेट स्पॉट था जो वो फालूदा जो है. Yes, I help those people, and I always pick up, for example, while even if I'm going to university, I try to pick up those who standing waiting for taxi, because here it is super hot, and I do not cross just blindly like many other people. No, I do not. I do not cross. I do not. As I say that, whenever I see a opportunity that I should help, I do not hesitate to do that. So helping attitude is something that you should work on it. You should have it in your mind and blood, again, as I said that. Having a strong sense, common sense. This common sense, guys, is really important. What does it mean? It means you have a full sense of understanding. A full sense of understanding. This is actually one of the biggest problem of us, that in different situation, in different position, in different organization, we experience people who do not have a good sense, a common sense. That means they do not understand the situation. They do not understand that person. They do not understand that how much his or her life going to be in danger if I do not try to help that person with all my pure intention. Having a strong common sense, guys, is really important. In different situations, try to do that. That I should have a very strong common sense and try to be the most logical person on earth. Then you will enjoy your personality. Not just by wearing a shirt or a coat or having a fancy shoe and that's it. I have a good personality. No, these things are just fake. Now, let's go to a famous book, You Can Win, by my favorite writer, Miss Shiv Khera, and many of you have read that, I'm sure. If you have not bought this book, I strongly recommend you. Of course, you can get the PDF. You don't need to spend money. You can get the PDF, and you will definitely find. I have read this book many times, and I try to find out and take so many nice things about this book and share it with you. Of course, I have, before this webinar, I have gone through many videos. I have gone through many websites to learn more, to be more, to be fully prepared for this webinar. So many things that alhamdulillah, I got from this book, and I'm going to share it with you. So he believes that the formula of TQP means total quality people. So what is that? People with character, integrity, means honesty, good values, and positive habits. This is called, when you have the TQP or total quality people, that means that you are a good person. Okay, and these things will be done. These things actually are the backbone of people that should be created right in the foundation. Your foundation should be built based on these things. And of course, we will go through it, that who is responsible and how to improve all these things. Okay, making mistakes. All right, this is one subject that, I try to mention that actually. You know why? We always say that mistakes makes us perfect. We just know this and that's it, right? But how about making one mistake many times How about that? No, that's not gonna be a lesson then. That is a choice then. When you make one mistake many times, that is a choice that you have made. That is a flaw that you have. Otherwise, mistakes are the best teachers in our life. As Mr. Rich says, actually says that make million mistakes, just quit wasting your energy making the same mistakes. See that? As one of also philosopher was giving the example of a pencil. We always resharpen our pencil, and of course, if pencil was a human, that would be very painful. But we sharpen that in order to write with a better quality, right? So life will be the same. We have challenges, we have so many things in our life, and if we do not do those mistakes, the quality of life will not gonna be better. All right. So attitude. Okay, we reached to this word. We reached to this word. All right. Let me start with the statement that Mr. Sheikh Khara said that in his book. Sheikh Khara says that I have asked so many executives and employees all around the world the following question. This question: if you had a magic wand and there was one thing that you would want to change, that would give you a cutting edge in the marketplace, resulting in increased productivity and profits, what would that be? You know what was the answer? They said that if people had better attitudes, they would be better team players, and it would cut down waste, improve loyalty, and in general, make their company a great place to work. Okay, now let's just go and find out what attitude is, because I'm going to talk about a lot about this word. I'm going to talk a lot about this word, and I hope that my word will touch you. So what is attitude in general? Of course, according to many philosophers, I said this is the most important word in our life. In psychology, attitude refers to a set of emotions, beliefs, the way that we approach people, the way that we act. All these things are called attitude. All right. And in a very simple way, let me just say it, as you can see that, being supported. Attitude means being supported, kind to others, means forgiveness. When you have that sense of forgiveness, these are just few things actually. Attitude means not harboring grudges. Attitude means being humble and down to earth. Attitude means not having an ego. Attitude means winning hearts, even the heart of our opponents. There are many executives, managers, or maybe, managers, who may not have good attitude in their company or even college or university. And for sure, you will find people who are not happy. For sure, you will find many teachers who are not happy. For sure, you will find many employees who are not happy. So the problem, we say that the problem is the problem of those people. You cannot make everybody happy, right? We always say that. You cannot make everybody happy, right? I disagree with that. I know that we cannot make everybody happy. I understand and I agree with that. But when you happen to become a teacher, when you happen to become a principal, when you happen to become a manager or executive or whatever, you should know the act of being a leader. Being a manager is different rather than being a leader. I'm not going to explain it more because you know about that. But the difference is a leader, I'm just saying, a leader knows well how to win the hearts of even those people who so-called arrogant, who so-called lazy, who so-called, not good in their personality. Even that person will find the technique, the formula, how to win in their heart. He or she will be able to motivate even those people, those teachers, those employees. So here, what is making this, what makes this happen? The leader's amazing attitude. Okay. All right, so since we do not have time, we have just 15 minutes, so I'm trying to make it faster. Okay, as you know that what is it, the benefit of positive attitudes are these are absolutely obvious for everyone. The consequence of bad negative, of course, if you have a bad attitude, you will be isolated, you cannot hunt the job, you will be rejected and terminated. Many teachers in our university or our college and in Iran and India or here, they have been terminated just because they didn't have a good attitude with students, didn't have a good attitude in the job workplace. So of course, nothing gonna work if you do not have a good attitude. So guys, many what is it, a study shows that 85%, okay, it's 85% of having to become a successful person or teacher or a manager is all about attitude. Even if you want to get a job, they care about that a lot. If you want to be a good teacher, 85%, I did research that students will follow and love a teacher who have an excellent attitude in class. They do not care about the teaching methodologies that much than your attitude, the way that you deliver the lesson, the way that you interact with them, the way that you talk to them. 85%. So it's all about attitude to become a successful person, to become a successful teacher, and even parent. All right. So now these are questions. Can an executive or manager be a good executive without having a good attitude? Or can parent or teacher or salesman can be a good and successful person without having good? Of course, the answer is absolutely no. Okay. So there are many factors which determine our attitude. Of course, environment, experience, and education. All these things will, determine our, attitude. I'll try to make it faster. So now, what should be done to have a good attitude? Of course, parents, all right, parents and schools and colleges have a very significant role in our society to create that, to teach that, to make that crystal clear for all the young generation that what attitude is and what are the best qualities of having a good attitude. So these two organizations, are extremely responsible to do that. But unfortunately, I should say that our university, college, and schools, they have practices. They are trying to do that. But I am going to say very frankly that they are not doing a good job on these things. And many students agree with me on this. They focus on theoretical things rather than personality, rather than shaping a good mentality and personality to make us everlasting students. They do not have these kind of talents or attitudes or skills to teach us in schools or colleges. Of course, there are so many colleges and universities who does workshop or classes to motivate students, like the college, Pune College. This is a good example, and this means that they do care about their students. Okay, so this also one phrase that can help you to have a good attitude means you should do it now. Many people will procrastinate. They delay things all the time. They put it for some time ever, but this is really wrong. Procrastination, guys, is very bad, and you're not gonna be successful. You're not gonna do anything if you just keep procrastinating. Okay, what is the philosophy of education? Now I'm going to talk about education. Okay, so of course there is there's a lot about talking about education, because you know why I wanted to say this? Because many of us are thinking that education is all about getting a degree. No, this is absolutely a fallacy. And of course, inshallah, in the upcoming workshop, I try to go through all that. But you can, by reading, you can get an idea. I don't want to explain it right now. So all I want to say that true education is training both the head and the heart. We need to compete for knowledge and wisdom, not for grades only. Keep that in your mind, guys. That is the main purpose of education, that many of us are not aware of that. All right. Okay, motivation also is another problem, unfortunately, among many of us, many of students and all, and everybody, all the time we think that motivation is the key to success. No, it is not the key to success. Actually, discipline is the key to success. Motivation is the backbone, that is the ignition, that is the start, okay? But your discipline, your commitment is the thing that give you the results. So don't say that I don't have motivation, this and that. No, you may have the motivation, but after a while you will lose that. Why? Because you are not committed. You are not doing everything based on discipline. So keep that in your mind as well. So I explained it here with the example that when you want to go to gym, if you can take a screenshot and even you can watch the recorded one later on, because I got a message that, I got, I think I have now 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Okay. Motivation. How does it start? We have internal motivation, external motivation, and fear motivation. We have different type of motivation, guys, as you can see. Internal motivation, it comes within, and external motivation, of course, it comes by money, appreciation, compliments, and being valued, and all these things. And this is what our students also need. When we value them, they will become motivated. If parents value their children, they will be motivated. Of course, there are different strategies, and we do not have time here to do it. But all I want to say that, guys, try to motivate people. I'm telling those teachers, try to motivate like you mean it, not just by saying some words and that's it. No, show it with your attitude, show it with your actions. Okay. And of course, there are so many different things which can help employees to be motivated. These things are obvious, actually. I just wanted to go faster to wrap up the things. So now, what is the most powerful word to boost our motivation? Have you ever thought about that? What is the most powerful word to boost our motivation? The word is must. It is must. How? So see, sometimes when we say that I should do it, I should do that. But when you say that I must do it, that counts. That means you will do that for sure. That will push you to do that. And as I said, that Parkinson law says that if you, for example, want to finish a book and you will say that I will finish it in 1 week, then it takes 1 week. But if you say that I must finish this book within 1 week, you will finish it within 1 week. That is Parkinson law. So Shabab, guys, try to have this attitude. Okay. And let me just wrap it up with this. Stephen says that success is not accident. It is the result of an attitude. Our attitude is a choice, and hence success is a matter of choice and not chance. And interpersonal skills, guys, in 5 minutes, it is not a big deal. All I can say that when you want to get a job, even in foreign country, they care about interpersonal skills a lot. I'm telling you that. Today, I mentioned that to tell you interpersonal skills are crucial, guys. They are absolutely crucial, and you should work on them. Okay. So interpersonal skills are soft skills, as you know that, I'm sure. And when employees are hiring, they care about that to see. And of course, you should know that you should mention it in your cover letter. When you apply for a job, it should be mentioned that you have strong interpersonal skills. So as you can see, the interpersonal skills are these things that you should have the power of problem solving. You should have a good communication skills. You should know how you should be good at decision making, leadership, empathy. You should have, all these elements. There are many things. So all these things should be worked. You should keep thinking about it. You should work on them to have an idea about it. And you should sell yourself in a perfect way in job interviews. Okay, so according to LinkedIn survey on 2019, of 291 hiring managers, interpersonal skills are both more important and harder to find. 59 managers reported that they have trouble finding people with right soft skills. Guys, many people go to a job interview, but just because they do not have good interpersonal skills, okay, they fail in the job. They fail to win the job. There are many people I have seen. Trust me, the way that you sit, the way that you speak, the way that you represent yourself, all these things count a lot. And you should work on that. They don't just see your knowledge. Knowledge matters, of course, but if you do not have interpersonal skills, you're gonna fail. And this is also the last part. I try to, divide technical skills and interpersonal skills, okay? To make sure that you understand the difference. And the last thing is how to improve. You should monitor your body language, practice active listening, be enthusiastic, and project an image of being a confident person. So remember that having a good GPA is not enough if you do not have interpersonal skills. So thank you very much for listening and for your kind patience. God bless you all, and God bless the whole world and the incredible India. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Mohsin Amiri, for such an insightful presentation. It has really boosted our confidence. So thank you very much once again. I request all the participants to start their videos. And before we move on to the last session, sir is with us. I request Professor Dr. Aftab Anwar Sheikh to address the participants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
May I request Dr. Aftab Anwar Sheikh, Principal of Pune College of Arts, Science and Commerce, to address the participants. So your voice is not coming, sir. No, no, sir.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
It is indeed a pleasure that I am here with you. I am very much thankful to Dr. Mohsin Amiri, HN Professor, Department of English, University of Technology and Applied Science, Oman. Really very, very interesting topic, and the way he has delivered today. Personal development and interpersonal skills. It's very important that today's youth require all these things. What we have seen today, that youth, he thinks of himself in very different way. But today, what Dr. Mohsin has delivered, definitely everything will be useful to our students, like importance of attitude, because attitude must be changed, how to crack job interviews, how to change our attitude, how to prepare ourselves for the exams, and to present ourselves in the market, in the job market. That is very important. The Department of English and all the team members of Mrs. Merchant, it is very important that Merchant Madam has taken keen interest with their staff members, and this program was successful today. So thank you very much. Thanks, Dr. Mohsin Amiri. Thanks to the team of English Department, and thanks to all the participants who are present here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your relentless motivation and consistent encouragement to us. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Thank you, sir. So meeting is an accident, parting is the rule of life. With this sad note, I request Dr. Ashwini Prude, Assistant Professor, Department of English and Postgraduate Center, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of our management, Anjuman Khairul Islam, and our college, I'm here to extend a hearty vote of thanks to all. Firstly, Dr. Mohsin Amiri for gracing us and sharing his findings and opinions on personality development and interpersonal skills. I express my deep sense of appreciation for him since he is also one of the bright alumni of our department. Further, I express my sincere thanks to our principal, Professor Dr. Aftab Anwar sir, for being a perennial source of motivation for us. I take this opportunity to thank our Vice Principal, Professor Moinuddin Khan, for his unending support. I also extend a special thanks to Professor Imran Mirza sir for rendering all the technical help to make this webinar a success. Lastly, I thank the cheerful and patient audience without whose involvement and willingness this webinar would not be possible. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. All the participants will receive feedback form link in the chat box. Kindly fill up the form. You will receive your certificate on your mail. Thank you very much for your patience listening. It will be open for some time, so all of you are requested to fill up the Google form. That's feedback link. Hope you have received feedback link in the chat box. A link has been sent in chat box. Kindly fill up this form. Hope you filled up the form. Ma'am, with your permission, can we end the meeting?
Asif, just wait for 5 minutes.
Okay, okay. So the link will accept responses for 5 minutes more.
Mr. Asif, do we have any question and answer also?
Yeah, till then, if you have any question, you can ask to Dr. Mohsin Amiri. You can unmute yourself and ask your question to Dr. Mohsin.
Hello, Dr. Mohsin, sir.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you very much, Professor Kashif Ahmed.
Right.
Yes.
Actually, I'm Professor Kashif Ahmed working here in Amravati, Maharashtra.
Where do you work, sir?
I'm Professor Kashif Ahmed working here in Amravati University
All
in
right.
Maharashtra.
Okay.
As you were there in Maharashtra,
Yes, sir.
as you were from Maharashtra, so I'm very glad to hear your presentation.
That's my honor.
Appreciate your effort.
That's
Sir,
my.
I have one question that I'm not here permanent in Amravati University and I'd like to go Gulf countries. How
Yes.
can I be there?
Okay.
Please suggest.
Okay. Well, sir, first of all, here they have, they basically recruit people based on some companies and sometimes based on the website of colleges or university. You can easily find the job vacancies if you just go to the website. They have an option over there, and easily by uploading your CV, you can send the CV, and once they go through that, they will definitely get back to you. So the easiest.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So this is the easiest way that, just you need to find all the colleges and universities, and the rule here is just like this, that whenever they have vacancy, either they post it on their Instagram pages or their official website. That is the best way that you can apply for the job for government. And this is the time. Now it is the time. They are recruiting. They started recruiting from now, that they are started taking interviews now.
To get the authentic website from them, and by that, I can find out.
Yeah, inshallah. My eyes, sure, inshallah.
Just update now, closer to. Hello, Dr. Mohsin. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Eunice. I was just wondering, I'm happy I got this opportunity to ask you this question. When you said helping advise, inculcate that habit of advising people, that's a part of personality development you suggested. I was wondering, what if you live in a culture where people would not appreciate your advice? I mean, you cannot just walk up and advise, and if you maybe you see something nice and you say something nice to that person doesn't take it positively, or maybe you see something negative and you advise otherwise and they do not take it positively either. How do you deal with that?
That's a good question. Well, this is absolutely, depend on which situation you are, first of all, and this depends on that how much that person know you. And as well, this also depend on the way that you approach that person. Of course, you will understand that sometimes, I agree with you that some people, they do not value it, they feel insulted and all this thing. So here again, your attitude counts, that what kind of personality or attitude that you have, that person will not feel inferior, and that person will welcome it. That person should feel that You are telling this for the sake of his good or her good. So these things are actually psychological, vibes and thing, and all depend on the situation, the person, and where you are going to give advice. So it is all depend on that. But having the habit, as I said, this is nice, because by advising other people, you try to first to do it for yourself. You're not going to preach only. You're going to when you preach, when you give advice to other, that means you're pushing yourself. You're pushing yourself to do it first for yourself. You're going to do it, do all those nice things for yourself first, then you will tell them to others. This is just actually, some things that you have making mistakes. Yes.
Okay, I'll take that. One more thing.
Yes, sir.
You said if you have a bad attitude, you would be most of the time alienated from others. People would, keep you aside. What if you are in an environment where everybody else are doing something which you think is not right, and that is why you speak against it, or you speak, or you speak otherwise, or you speak for a kind of change, and others don't accept it, or are not in a position, or are, like you mentioned, in India, like it's a culture where people love to imitate others, whatever it is, and they would not want to think of a change. In such kind of a circumstance, what would you suggest?
Well, I strongly believe that.
Am I clear with my question?
Yeah, I got your question. I strongly believe that our attitude, again, work miracles. All people, of course, are not going to be bad people to not to welcome you, not to treat you in a nice way. For sure, if you know that technique, that approach, will definitely work. Unfortunately, there are, I think, some, what is this?
Could I request everyone to be on mute, please?
Yeah, so here is, we have opportunity situation like this. We have situation like this that many people saying the same thing, but I always telling them why the same thing is not happening to me, why I am making the best possible relationship with others, why no one is against me. So you see that here again, I know even how to approach and treat and talk even to that so-called rude person, that person who is isolated from everyone, and for everyone that person is a bad person. But for me, I will say no, it doesn't matter if he's a bad person, but I know how to talk to him, I know how to make relationship with him. So here it shows that how much excellent and powerful you are in order to adapt yourself in different emotions and thoughts and attitudes. Here again, it depends on the person.
Sorry, may I ask? Yes. I appreciate the thought and the attitude that you have, but what would you suggest to that person who is alienated because he thinks different from the rest of the people around him? What would you suggest to him or her?
For that person, of course, that person is alienated, completely isolated from others.
Yes.
Okay, for such people, okay, they have made their choice, unfortunately. Even I have noticed many teachers, many employees who are somehow isolated from others. Nobody's talking to him. He is or she is doing his own job, and that's it, all the time silent. Of course, for such kind of people, you cannot do a very huge thing rather than that you yourself just make a good relationship in order to win trust. Once you get the trust from that person, of course, your words will be somehow effective, influential for that person. So again, for such kind of people, we can't do that much. I mean, a very big thing, of course. Rather, we try to make a good relationship, and gradually, by knowing that person, we should try to make that binding. And that, of course, that is not that easy. Again, it depends on the situation. It depends on how you're going to approach. And all these things are matter because these things are very complicated, as you know that as well. It's all about psychology.
May I ask one question?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I can't feel feedback because in my phone it can't open.
Okay.
Can you help me about a feedback link about certificate? I can't
Actually,
open.
we have sent in WhatsApp groups, all WhatsApp groups. So if you are there, you can try it. If there is
I'm
any,
there. Thank you very much.
if there is any
Please.
problem, no, you just ping me on WhatsApp.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We have
Thank
sent
you
it.
so
Just
much.
kindly fill this up there. If you have any other question, you can ask.
I just want to say thank you. It was very motivating and inspiring.
That was my pleasure. As I said that from the very beginning, I try to, say it just like, I'm telling some what is it, sentences or some kind of, words from depths of my heart. It was not just, I tried to make it, something, because we know that all this stuff, but the way that, sometimes some people's words can touch others. And maybe they are not aware of what they are doing and all, but just because of one video, because of one workshop, because of one book, maybe someone's life will be changed. So that was the main purpose of this, webinar, to make that change in some of the students or some people who are watching this webinar. And I hope that we have been successful in that, inshallah.
Yes, of course.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, hello.
Myself, Adil Kamal. First of all, I appreciate, the kind of deliberation you made, wonderful. And it shows a lot of hard work, and really it was from heart. I'm an industrial faculty for banking and financial services and take classes for BBA, industrial and management finance, MBA finance courses. And deeply feel like, just because closely connected with the industry, that most sought after skill is soft skills, interpersonal skills, and these personality development along with technical skills. The buzzword for us, just because we deliver to the student, is these days resilience, humility, empathy, and emotional intelligence. How, sir, we can combine all four together? In short, please explain.
Okay, as I said, that to do all these elements that you have mentioned, all of them require a big process. What I believe, this is my perception. And to implement, to teach, to make awareness about all the elements that you have said, it takes so much effort, and it needs a big sense of responsibility from our schools, parents, because all these things are, should be somehow mobilized. They should be united to make these elements effective, to teach these things for our students, or to make awareness for our students. So I believe that only participating in some kind of courses that we have in India, that's not gonna work unless you really, that person should put it into practice. The mistake, the failure, the main point, the main problem is that we know all this stuff. We go and we learn them from books or videos or workshop like this, but we fail to practice them. So in order to make it successful, we definitely need to remind. This is the only thing that I believe. We need to keep reminding these things a lot during our school. School days. Teachers should do that. Parents should do that. And colleges should do that. And of course, for employees and banking and all that, of course, that is the age that the personality has been shaped, and it is somehow challenging to change someone. That is, I can say that somehow late, to change someone's attitude and to, to teach these things for that person. So what I personally believe that I wish we could have courses for parents, 100 hour courses that and all all around the world for all governments. And I hope that governments, by paying money even to those parents to enroll for these classes, to teach what? To teach all these stuff, to learn all these, elements that we spoke about it, because parents can really make amazing changes. And such kind of courses, I hope that it could be implemented even for parents, not just for students, in order to make awareness, in order to have highly standard, people, and of course, in order to have a very good and positive and united country. I hope that I answered your.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a ton, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, Dr. Mohsin, thank you very much.
That's my.
So we would like to end the session here now. So if you have questions or anything in your mind, so we will have more conferences and seminars like that, online, offline, and Dr. Mohsin has committed us that he will be having full-fledged course for our students. So we will be having that in near future. So thank you very much, Dr. Mohsin Amiri, for such an enlightenment to all of us. And I even thank all the participants for their patience. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wanda. బూస్ట్ ఇంకా బెటర్. హార్లిక్స్ అసలు బాగాలేదు కదా భార్గవ్. హార్లిక్స్ అసలు టేస్ట్ మొత్తం పాడైపోయింది. అస్సలు బాగాలేదు హార్లిక్స్. వేస్తామంటున్నావు నీకోసం.
वही मीटिंग स्टार्ट करता हूँ, उसके लिए मैं निकल गया था. वो है ना कम बहुत वो मतलब रीजनेबल वाला है वो.
सर न्यूज़ चलेगी है.